everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you already know I am gatekeeping. No, I'm not gatekeeping. That's what I mean to say. I'm not gatekeeping over here. Not on the best community on these internet streets. Why would I want to do that? And because of that, I want to invite everybody in. Come on in. If you have been hanging around, listening to the podcast over there in the comments, having a good time with all of those extraordinary people that are a member of this tribe and you haven't subscribed, why? It's so easy. This is all you do. Go down in those settings, look around, find that subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit the notification bell too, so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast, the algorithm. It is still absolutely taking me to the rodeo, y'all. But I will get back on top. I'm telling you. Also, I want to give a big shout out to all of the readers who decide to support the channel by watching the commercials. Y'all are doing such a bang up job as usual, and I really appreciate it. I know that's a lot of reallys, but I do appreciate it just that much. Also, over in the corner, that's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting this channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so over the moon appreciative to have that support. And if you just want to do a one-time donation, look around down there, poke around, see if you can find that super thanks button and click it, because all donations to the channel is always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all, we do have some super thanks. We do. And first up is 08065. Yes, 08065 has been with me for a minute. She is everything. I'm telling you, she's in those comments every time. She is always coming through to support. She is the ride or die of ride or dies, and I am so grateful and so thankful that she is a part of this community. So thank you, 08065. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for being a part of this community, and just thank you, because I tell you, you are everything. And next is my girl, Tiger Mommy. Yes, Tiger Mommy came through too. Yes, she did. Tiger Mommy is just everything. She really is. She has been with me just about since the beginning, and she never wavers in her support. She is always down with the read. She is the best in capital letters. Yes, she is the best in capital letters with some exclamation points behind it, because she is always being supportive of this channel. So thank you, Tiger Mommy. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for coming through. Thank you for being here. And Annette Sweat came through. Yes, she did. Y'all know how much I love Annette. Annette is everything. Always supporting. Ride or die since the beginning. She just didn't become a ride or die. She has been a ride or die since the beginning. She has always been down with the read, and I am so grateful and so thankful that she is here and a part of this community. So thank you, Annette. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. And my girl, Yulette came through. Yes, she did. Yulette is just everything. She is. She just showed up and just become everything she did. And I am so appreciative for her support, her unwavering support. It means everything. So thank you, Yulette. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. And Jennifer Clark, yes, my girl Jennifer decided to come through as well. Jennifer is a ride or die ride or die from the beginning as well. She has been here since the beginning and she never wavers. She's always in those comments. She's always supporting. She is just everything. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here, girl. You mean everything. It does. It means everything. And last but not least, I want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to Patrica Smith. Patrica, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being such a ride or die. Thank you for always coming through. Thank you for always being down with the read. It is such a pleasure for me to go in the comments and see that you have posted a comment because I know it's either going to be funny, it's going to be insightful, and it's just going to make me smile. So thank you, Patrica. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. All right, y'all, I'm going to play this and we'll talk on the other side. All right, y'all. I want to give another quick shout out to 08065, Tiger Mommy, Annette Sweat, Eulette, Jennifer Clark, and Patrica Smith. Thank y'all so very much. Thank y'all for coming through every single time. Y'all are always coming through and always being down with the read. And I can't even tell you how much that means to me. It does. It lifts me up when I am down. And believe it or not, I do get down sometimes. But this tribe right here is the wind beneath my wings, y'all are. So I just want to say thank y'all for that because, yeah, I'm a human being. And sometimes being on these internet streets can be really tough. But y'all being here means everything. It is. It is so worth it. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is, and y'all know what I do when I am putting the read together. I hit these internet streets, and let me tell you, it is a lot of interesting things going on these streets. Well, this is day 2 of Harry's trial with the mail, and Harry is in there slaying dragons still and just absolutely kicking butt and taking names. I believe Harry and all these other planets are going to be victorious. I really do. I have that feeling of victory. I do. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, what's going on there. We're going to talk about what I didn't get to talk about this past weekend, Megan posting all of these different posts on her Instagram. And it is just about her family life. Megan is living the life, and I'm telling you, these ugly old hags, these trolls, and all of these derangers are losing it. And we're going to talk about what they have been up to. You're going to be shocked. You are. And we're going to talk about Willie and Kitty. We definitely going to talk a lot about Kitty because people are concerned about Kitty. After that engagement she did at Windsor, that she met with the female rugby team. I think it's called the Red Roses. After she met with them, people are really concerned because it is a video going around of her entering the building and she looks very shaky. She doesn't look like she is doing well at all. And we're going to talk about that. And we have some other stuff we're going to talk about. We're going to dig into that article. We got the article. One squatty posted the article from the Star. You know, in my last podcast, no, it was a podcast before, we talked about this article from the Star, and they just went into everything. Well, a squatty posted the whole article, and we're going to kind of dig into that as well. We have a lot to do. We do. I might keep you a little bit longer than usual, but we got a lot to talk about because we really hadn't talked. We hadn't talked in a day or two, so you know we have a lot. So buckle in, be patient, and let's get to it because it's going to be good, y'all. It's going to be entertaining. So I'm going to put this up. I'm going to start with this. And this is from Sussex Community Events, and they posted about day 2. It says, Day 2, David Shearborn, representing Prince Harry, told the court the Duke believed ANL has targeted him for publicly standing up to the publishers of the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday. Where is the lie? It's been relentless, especially during the last part of this year. The articles that have been coming out of the Fail has been nothing short of vicious, especially to Meghan. And we all know why they target Meghan, because they know Meghan is Harry's Achilles heel, that he loves his wife, and when you hurt her, you hurt him. And that's exactly what they've been doing. And it goes on to say, summarizing Harry's written evidence, Sherborne said, but given what we've seen, is it any wonder that he feels that way? Or as he explained, that he feels he has endured a sustained campaign of attacks against him for having had the temerity to stand up to Associated in the way that he has so publicly done. Exactly. They have been relentless. They have. And they can pretend like it's not true, but the evidence is out there for everyone to see. All you got to do is pull the articles, and it is ample proof that everything, everything that they print about Harry and Meghan is pretty much a lie. Y'all know what I was thinking? I was thinking how much money these rags have had to cough up to the likes of Prince Harry just because they chose to get in bed with that family over there. Yes, they really thought they had the winning combination. That family absolutely ostracizing Harry and Meghan, and them coming in behind that and doing a full-on smear campaign of this couple. You couldn't have told them in the beginning that Harry and Meghan would somehow be the winners in all of this, that Harry and Meghan's pockets would be as full of their money as they are today. I bet you couldn't have convinced them back in 2020 that this is the way it was going to turn out. The outcome was not going to be in their favor because they have done it time and time again and always won. And also, they didn't anticipate that family being such a dud. They really did not anticipate that family being such a disaster after Elizabeth II passed away and Harry and Meghan moved on. And so not only are they giving Harry and Meghan all of their money, but they're losing money hand over fist because that family over there is the most boring and uninteresting bunch that you can come up with. And that's all they have been left with. It is so delicious and so laughable that these people have to go through this because, like I said, in 2020, you couldn't have made them believe it. Oh, Big Back Becky and Victoria Newton and Caroline Graham. Oh, you couldn't have made them believe it. But look at what is happening now. Looky, looky, looky. That's all I'm saying. And I'm going to put this up because it seems that Harry's in London slaying dragons while Willie and Kitty are doing their performative engagements up there in Scotland. Now, this particular post comes by way of the Republic, which is an anti-monarchy group. And they are talking about how Willie and Kitty went all the way up there to Scotland to get heckled. I kid you not. Now, here are two people who supposedly are the saviors of the monarchy. They are sitting in the high 70s of approval on the YouGov poll, meaning that they're the most popular royals in the nation. But somehow they're being heckled. Make that one make sense. And also, it was only a sprinkling of people showed up to see Willie and Kitty. I mean, the barrier pole was in full effect. They want us to believe that this is the most popular couple, but they absolutely cannot keep that facade up when it comes to the barrier pole. The barrier pole always tells the tale, and it told it today. Yes, it is so funny to me that they want us to believe that Willie and Kitty is the most popular and they're up there in Scotland getting heckled while one of the most least popular roles is in London getting all kinds of support. Way to go, Harry. Go get him, Harry. Go get him, sir. That is what is being screamed at Harry, the one that they want us to believe is one of the most unpopular role it is. Yeah. And the ones who are sitting at the tippy top are getting heckled. Make that one make sense. I'm just saying, but this is what the Republic says. It says, breaking news, William has been heckled during a visit in Stirling. The public are still demanding the royals address the Andrew scandal. Yes, they absolutely asked William if he knew about what was going on with Andrew. Yes, and Kate coming there behind him, and they scurried as fast as they could into the building. Yes, they did, while their security came out and tried to stamp out free speech. Isn't it funny? They're all for free speech as long as it being directed at Harry and Meghan. How many times have we heard if Harry and Meghan comes to the UK, they gonna be booed. They gonna be booed. They fine with that. But when one of their own subjects direct free speech at them, all of a sudden it's a problem. You got to put your phone down. You got to move it along. Yes, stop it, y'all. Stop it. And this squatty posted about it and said, William and Kate get heckle treatment in Scotland today. Question about how long they knew about Andrew and if they'd been covering up for him. The questions were still being fired before one of the security team interrupted. Yeah. You know Willie was mad. You know he was mad. I bet when he got home, he was punching air, if not punching holes in the walls. I bet you he cut up. I bet Kitty, talking about Kitty scurrying up in the building, I bet you she scurried right on back to Forest Lodge while he was up there at Windsor Castle punching the walls and snatching those 200-year-old curtains out of the frame. I love this for them. I do. And we're going to get back to Harry because I kind of got sidetracked over there with Willie and Kitty up there in Scotland. But this particular squatty is posting about Harry. Harry slaying them dragons. And it says, His Royal Highness Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, Mr. Justice Man, the real Superman, stands for the truth, protects his family, breaking generational cycles, and choosing integrity over institution. Not born to comfort power, but to challenge it. Set it off. Come on. Yes, set it off, Harry. Harry came to set it off. I just love that post, so I had to include it. And this is another one I just had to include. Now, it doesn't have anything to do with the trial, but it has everything to do with Harry and his character and his bodyguard. This bodyguard has been with Harry since Harry was a teenager. Look, here's a picture. One of the squatties posted it and said, kind of crazy how far they go back. He has been a constant presence by Harry's side ever since Harry was a teenager. Can you imagine? I bet he is more like a father to Harry than anybody. Can you imagine being there for that long? I mean, he left the service of the royal family once Harry's security was stripped, and he continued to protect Harry. He went to California with Harry. He has consistently been by Harry's side. This squatty says Prince Harry's bodyguard still to this day. That is some loyalty. That's all I can say about that. I just found that fascinating and so touching in a way. I mean, well, really touching in every way. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that. And if y'all know his name, put it in the comments. And this squatty said, the good old Harry, who the Brits, the media, and the firm loved and missed. No wonder they hate his wife. Exactly. Because they were happy as long as Harry was falling drunk out of clubs and creating chaos for them to print on the front pages of their rags. As long as Harry was the joke, he was the screw up. He was the one that they used as the fall guy. So of course they're mad. I miss old Harry. I remember Piers Morgan saying that. I miss the old Harry. Don't you miss the old Harry who was playing naked billiards in Las Vegas? We just miss that old Harry. Cheeky Harry. Well, Harry is still cheeky. He still is fun-loving. He still has the joy inside of him. But now he is a full-grown man with a family. Harry cannot be behaving in such a manner anymore. He has grown up. But they're mad. They're mad because he's not a chaos agent anymore. One that they can fill the pages of their rags and make money off of anymore. That is why they miss the old Harry. But I hate to break it to them. Old Harry will never come back again. Get over it. And that right there is not something that those people have the ability to do. They just can't get over it. And I want to talk about this. Y'all remember the private detective Gavin Burrows? And the Fail had this huge headline that he had recanted his story, saying that he never worked for anybody on the Fail. And all of a sudden, they were saying this was going to lose the case for Harry. Well, looky at what Mr. David Sherborne has done. And this squatty has posted about it. It says, David Sherborne debunks private investigator Gavin Burrows' claim that his 2021 witness statement admitting to illegal practices with the Daily Fail was forged. Sherborne presented a tweet from 2022 where Burrows posted a link to an article about the lawsuit and admitted his involvement. Yeah. He really thought that he had blew the case up, saying that this witness statement was actually forged. Well, no, hold up, wait a minute. Mr. Sherborne has some for the arse of yours, and he is pulling up tweets. I love it. Y'all know they were trying to lie on him earlier too. The Fail has tried to pull every dirty trick that it could. And also, I don't know if they were involved with him trying to, say that this witness statement was forged and he was recanting his story and on and on and on. I don't know if they had something to do with that, if they slid him a little money on the side. I have no idea. But Mr. Sherborne said, I don't care what they did. We have more evidence to prove that, yes, you were involved. I love it. And as you can see, this highlighted portion of this article that this particular squatty is referring to, it says, Sherborne says it's implausible that the signature was forged. And then it says Burrow included in the 2003 contact list of the Mail's news desk. Sherborne pointed out this confirms the fact that ANL used him, Sherborne claimed. His name is on the list. His name is on the list. They really thought that they had threw a wrench in this whole case by getting him to recant or say that his witness statement was forged. But Mr. Sherborne said, no, not today, not today. We have other ways to prove you are lying. And it said he then brings up a tweet that Burroughs posted a link to the Sky News article when it was announced that Prince Harry and others were taking this action. The tweet said, sorry everyone, I had to sit on this so long. Power to the people and not the press. And then it says, I own up and assisted all parties in the action. Come on through now, Mr. Sherborne. Mr. Sherborne is not playing with them. They really thought that they could come into court and just say that his witness statement was forged and that would be the end of it. They really thought that they could play in Mr. Sherborne's face like that, in Prince Harry's face, in the other plaintiff's face. And did they get a rude awakening? I love it, y'all. It's getting good. It's getting good. And I'm going to put this up. And this particular squatty posted about this. It says, on behalf of Prince Harry's lawyer, David Sherborne, accused several Daily Mail journalists of illegally gathering highly sensitive information and compromising his security. And you know who he is accusing? Oh, Carolyn Graham, Big Back Becky, and Katie Nichols. Yes, it says an email from Heather Burley to Caroline Graham. He's showing emails where they communicated with these people. And it says Prince Harry's witness statement said that it was not only intrusive information, but also carried security risks. Yes, so they are dragging them all into court and calling them out by name. Also, that old Victoria Newton from the Scum, she is involved in it. It is a lot of dirt. They're going to go under the rug that they swept it under and drag it all out. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. And I am loving that they're calling them out by name. And y'all, they say Big Back Becky is doing nothing but blocking everybody who comes in and tags her about what's going on here. She is running scared. I bet you she is somewhere hiding in her closet with a half-gallon of ice cream and a whole pack of cookies, trying to get herself calmed down. Yes, yes, yes. I'm loving this, y'all. It's good. And I'm going to put this up. And this squatty says, I hope these people get justice, not only for them, but for the legion of ordinary people who can't afford to go to court, but had their lives negatively impacted or ruined by an illegal or unethical action of the Daily Fail. Prince Harry, the only royal with a backbone. Where is the lie? He is the only one that should be able to stand up straight. The rest of them should all hunch over and look at their shoes. That is the way that they should walk around in this world, because to have so little of a moral compass, you should never ever be able to stand up straight, and people should never have to look you in your eye. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to switch gears a little bit, and I want to talk about Meghan's post from this weekend. She was on a posting spree, she was, and this squatty posted about it and said, weekend update from the Sussexes, Mama Doria and Princess Lily pool day, Princess Lily helping Duchess Meghan with the grocery list, and Prince Archie and Meghan at the zoo. Prince Harry dancing with his princess, touching her booty. Yes, yes, yes. And see, I said it earlier that Harry is still cheeky Harry. He is, but he has changed for the better. And they never wanted that. But I digress. Yes, Megan was on a posting spree. They were so cute. If you hadn't went over to her Instagram, please go over there, check her out, give her a like, because y'all know how I am about those numbers. We always have to be running those numbers up. So go over to Megan's Instagram page, look at all of her new Insta stories, and give her likes. And one other thing that's going on because of all of Megan's posting and showing how happy her life is and how she is living her life like it's golden, it is absolutely driving the ugly old hags over the deep end. I kid you not. Now, I knew they were crazy. Okay. I knew that they were batshit crazy. But what they have been up to here of late is completely off the charts at this point. I'm going to put this up for an example. This squatty posted one of their posts, and this is from those twin trolls. Yes, I'm not going to call their names, but you can see one of them's name in this post. Yes, they say they are women, but I dispute that. I don't think they're women. They look like two dudes to me. The only way I would believe that these two trolls, these two ugly old hags was women, I would have to see their birth certificates. But I know I'm not going to see that, so I'm just going to go with what I believe. They look like two dudes, and that is exactly what I called them. Now, this is not something I'm just saying on my podcast. I have gone up under their posts and called them dudes. So I'm not being two-faced here at all. Y'all know me. If I say it in the podcast, I'll say it to their faces. And I have done this on many occasions because I'm just calling it as I see it. They look like dudes to me. But I digress. As you can see, this particular swatty posted this dude's post and said this: only someone with a twisted mind would accuse a married couple dancing in their garden of doing something inappropriate. She fed BS to Chat GPT to get a BS answer. These followers are reporting Megan. You heard it. They are reporting Megan's page, saying because Princess Lilibeth was recording her mother and her father touched her mother's bottom, somehow this goes against the guidelines of Meta. So they are mass reporting Megan to Meta. Yes, saying do it, report it, report it. Yes, this is what they're doing. Evidently, it hadn't done any good because Megan's page is still up. But this is how malicious these people are. This is the reason that sometimes you have to take a mental health break because these people are crazy. They do stuff like this. This is something we would never do to Kate. We don't care enough to do something like this to Kate. But these people are out here doing exactly that, reporting Megan's page. And this squatty goes on and says, please report these abusive posts. We can do something. We should. And I have gone and reported this particular post myself because this is crazy. These people are crazy and they're borderline dangerous to Megan. Can you imagine reporting Megan's page because of her husband touching her bottom? I mean, you can't get much crazier than that. Meta should make sure that these kind of crazy people not have a Instagram account. These people are abusive. These people are crazy. They're dangerous. And these two dudes do nothing all day except post about Megan. And it is some of the craziest things you could imagine. They are obsessed with Meghan. They act as if Meghan stole something from them. That they have such a problem with her because Harry chose her. Now, if these two dudes really thought that they had a chance with Harry, they are crazier than I even imagined them to be. But they act as if they thought that. Because why are you so mad? Why are you so obsessed with a woman who has done nothing to you? And why are you not putting all your energy into propping up your so called fave, Kitty? I mean, they never talk about Kitty. They never post about Kitty. It's Meghan, 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 all day Meghan. And look what she posted. It says Meghan Markle is in some trouble now. This is Meta's rules. Share. Meta has very strict child protection policy. You should think Harry would have a problem with this. Can you believe this? Harry's supposed to have a problem with the fact that his wife posted him touching her butt. I cannot with these people. They are just so mad. They are just so jealous. They are just so envious that they're dangerous. These people need a restraining order. If I was Meghan, I would hand out restraining orders like I was handing out sticks of gum. I would absolutely put a stop to this nonsense. This is so crazy. How can you even get your head around somebody who really think that this is something they should be doing? We would never, as squatters, we would never even dream of doing anything like this to Kate or Willie or any of them because we don't care enough. These people care too much. They really do. And I'm gonna put this up. This squatty came back with a banger. Look what this squatty posted. A picture of Willie and Kitty absolutely doing soft porn, it looks like to me. Right in front of Louis and Charlotte. Should I say Prince Louis and Princess Charlotte? But nothing is said from these two dudes about this. And this was posted on the Kensington Royals website. Yes, the official website of the Prince and Princess of Wales. But yet and still, your mouth was closed the whole time. But when Harry and Meghan are dancing in their own yard, minding their own business, here you are thinking that it is so offensive that you have to report her page to Meta. This is why I say it time and time again. Squatties and derangers are so different. We would never ever report this video to Meta. When we first saw this shampoo commercial, we made fun of it, we laughed about it, we talked about how cringe it was, but it was never a discussion among squatties to report the page. It was never a thought. It never absolutely came up because we are normal people. We don't do crazy stuff like that. These people are crazy. And I'm going to put this up, and these deranged individuals was actually checking the weather of Montecito. I kid you not, because Doria and little Lily was in the pool and they were saying that it was too cold to be swimming. That somehow none of this was true because the weather was not warm enough for them to be swimming. Not even taking in account that it might be a heated pool. But yes, they posted pictures of the weather. Yeah, this is what we have to deal with here on these internet streets. This is why sometimes I have to take a mental health break. It says FAO derangers that live on Rainy and Beans Island who are saying that it's too cold to swim in Montecito. The weather in Montecito right now is like summer in the UK. If you are lucky. Envy also, there is a such thing as heated swimming pools. Exactly. Can you believe that? This is how crazy these people are. This is how crazy Meghan, living her best life, has driven these people to the brink of insanity. These people are crazy. When we say they're deranged, we meant that because they are. They are deranged. When you are checking weather and saying something is too cold for something to happen in Montecito, California, and you're living in Great Britain, you're crazy. And of course, Meghan posted this video of her and Archie at the zoo, at the Living Desert Zoo, and they're so cute. And this squatty that posted this picture of Archie said, "Ah, Prince Archie at Living Desert Zoo." How cute. And then it was also a picture of Meghan feeding a giraffe, and it says, hashtag Megan Sussex at the Living Desert Zoo. Yes, in these beautiful pictures. And y'all know when the Derangers saw this, they saw something else. One of those dudes, those Seatley twins, posted this. Look at this. It says, someone please tell at Stephanie Seatley that the whales took George to a zoo when he was small and they took him to his first hunt when he was 7 years old. She must also be interested to know that every UK monarch has been a patron of the London Zoo since 1829, including Queen Elizabeth II and King Charles III. And as you can see, this is what this crazy, batshit crazy woman posted about this. It is a threat. Y'all tell me if I'm over exaggerating, but it says Meghan Markle is merging and getting paid for promoting animal cruelty. She pissed off the wrong twin. Where does it say that Meghan is merging a zoo or animals? But this is what this crazy woman saw and had the nerve to say she's pissed off the wrong twin. And all I can say to that is, who does she think is afraid of her? This is craziness. This woman acts as if Meghan knows her on a personal basis. Tell me this is not crazy. Harry and Meghan needs to make sure their gates are locked tight. Their security is on point. And also have a restraining order against this woman, because if she hopped over my gate, if I was Harry and Meghan, she would not be hopping back over. No, she would never, never, never hop back over again, because this is crazy. This is crazy on another level. This is threatening, I really feel. And I reported her ass. I'm saying I did. I did. Because this is crazy. And I want to put this up because this is what's driving them crazy. Meghan's home. Meghan having it all. She has a husband that loves her, that happens to be a prince. And like I said, for some reason, they act as if Meghan stole him from them. Because you got to be crazy to the point where you're so fixated on Harry that you hate Meghan this much. It has to be something deeper than what it is just jealousy. This obsession is absolutely a sickness for these people. And Meghan showing her home, showing her family, showing her happiness, showing her living her life like it's golden is driving them crazy. It is. Look at this scene. If you go on Meghan's Instagram page, it is an Insta story where Meghan shows her out on her property, relaxing, having a relaxed Sunday. Lily and Mama Doria is in the pool, and these people lost it seeing that. They don't want her to have nice things. They don't want her to have a prince. Why? Somehow it just offends them. It does. The only thing I can come up with is in their fevered mind, somehow they thought they were going to marry Harry. Harry was going to really, really marry one of these two dudes. Harry, Harry was not going to do that. But for some reason, all of these ugly women, all of these ugly hags, you really felt that Harry, they had a shot with Harry. I mean, it's crazy to me. The fevered mind of a deranger should be studied. That's all I'm saying. All right, y'all, I'm going to switch gears because I want to talk about Doria and Lily being in the pool enjoying quality time together. Yes, as a grandmother and granddaughter. This squatty posted about it and said, I'm so happy Mama Doria is able to spend quality time with her grandchildren with joy and peace. What a beautiful opportunity. There's nothing like your grandchildren. Where is the lie? Where is it? And I want to put this one up because this squatty is calling out Charles. And this is a repost. And the original post said, a reminder, the King of England has never held his youngest son's children in his arms and doesn't even know what they look like. Now, I think he has at least met both children. Now, if I'm wrong, put it in the comments, but I do believe on one of Harry and Meghan's trips to see the Queen, it was also reported that Charles had met Lily. And of course, he was at Archie's christening. So I think he maybe has met them, but held them in his arms. I don't know. It is a huge possibility that that part of the statement is absolutely true. And the squatty that reposted this said, Queen Elizabeth met her great granddaughter named after her. Charles could have met her, but he made it known that he did not want to go to her first birthday party in the UK. Now, I don't think this part is true. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but y'all remember that trip that Harry and Meghan made? It was an unannounced trip. They came when everyone was on vacation and out of town, and Harry and Meghan showed up and met with the Queen. And that was the time that Lilibeth first met the Queen. Y'all remember? And they also said, it was a report, I don't know if it's true or not, that Lilibeth also met Charles, her grandfather, on this very same trip. If I'm wrong, correct me, but I think Charles has met both children. I'm just saying. And this particular squatty said, I wonder what Charles and Willie thinks when they see snippet of Prince Harry and Meghan's home and garden in Montecito. Well, my guess is that Willie feels jealousy because he wants everything that Harry has, and that includes the mansion in Montecito. That's why I said Harry and Meghan needs to make sure that the alarms are on, because if they don't, they'll wake up in the back of a blacked out SUV going down the Santa Monica freeway, because Willie and Kitty will have absolutely kicked them out of the mansion and moved in, because they do not want something like Harry and Meghan. They want what Harry and Meghan has. That right there is the sick part. As for Charles, I believe he absolutely looks at that mansion and feels like he failed. He failed to get Harry under control. I think he really feels regret because he didn't manage to crush him, because his goal was to crush Harry and make Harry come back with his tail between his legs and play the role that he has always played within that family, and that is the scapegoat. The same way Andrew has played his role to the hilt. Charles always comes out looking better than Andrew because Andrew has managed to be the perfect spare, and that is a failure. Harry has not. Harry has been able to become more popular, more relevant, and more loved than the heir. So, yeah, I know that it's a lot of regret when it comes to Charles. He regrets that he was unable to crush Harry and get him back in line. All right, y'all, I'm going to change gears again, and I want to talk about this article from the Star. because one squatty was able to get the full article, and we want to talk a little bit about it. We do, because this article was complete. I didn't realize it was going to be so complete. It touched on everything that squatties have been talking about. Let's take a look at it. As you can see, they start out with the scar. And they even talk about the secret trip, a envoy believed to be carrying a senior royal headed towards King Edward VIII's hospital on December the 28th, 2023. They hit all the points in this article. I was shocked. When I read this, I was like, what? They even included when they were on that Mary Berry Christmas show and William touched Kate and she recoiled. Y'all remember that? They even touched on that. It is an amazing article. I'm telling you, I don't usually encourage anybody to buy a rag, but it is a good article. It really, really is. They bring in Rose Hanbury. They talk about that. They even talk about how they're separated and they're going to make the kids the top priority and they would never get a divorce. I mean, it is amazing. They talk about the helicopters and how they have just been using the 2 new helicopters and how they're getting backlash about that. They talk about the conflict between Kitty and the horse. Somebody doing a write-up on Kitty, gushing over her on January the 3rd, and then somebody planted a story about Camilla and let them know that she was yet alive and she was still the queen of the United Kingdom. And I know this is true because I saw Dan Wooden talking about it, how they're saying that Charles was going after Kitty because of this. But y'all, we already knew this because the squatty's been saying it forever that the girls are fighting. Kensington Palace and Buckingham Palace are fighting. And they are not letting up. And it's in this article. I kid you not. It touched everything that squatties have been talking about. I mean, this was a good article. I was absolutely blown away that this tabloid absolutely got it right. They exposed a lot. Now, they didn't expose everything, but they exposed a lot more than I anticipated before I read this article. So if you can get your hand on it, it's a good read. I will post it on the community page, but I don't know if y'all would be able to read it because the font is very, very small. So I don't know if it would really work being posted on my community page, but let me know. I'll try and see how it comes out. But yeah, if you're in the supermarket, you see this particular issue, snatch it up because it is a good read, or just read it right there. Read it in the grocery store and then put it back. I'm just saying, but yeah, it's good. And this squatty said 2026 is going to be an interesting year for Wadey and Billy Idol. That Scar and helicopter dropping off the kids have magnified their division. Where is the lie? Yes, they are being watched. They are under a microscope and we see the cracks. The cracks are showing. And they are really showing when it comes to Kitty. Look at this. This squatty posted a video of Kitty going into that event that she did with the Red Roses, the female rugby team. And she is on her way. She doesn't know anybody is filming her or anything like that. And Kitty is literally limping. She is. And I said, well, maybe she's just going up an incline or something like that. But that still wouldn't make her limp. She looks like she is holding on. And look what it says in that video that this squatty posted. As you can see at the bottom, it says, Kate looked unbalanced yesterday. When arriving at Windsor Castle, she looked unstable on her feet. This would confirm the rumor that she has been highly medicated, so it will help her to cope with her separation from William. Now, I don't know anything about all that, but I did see the video, and she definitely looked unstable on her feet. She had a limp. I'm like, what's going on with Kate? And this squatty that posted the video said, having the media lying for you doesn't mean that they care for your well-being. A pack is a pack. It's not about loyalty nor caring. And the Derangers are the most uncaring fans. Where is the lie? They too busy being focused, hyper focused on Meghan. They don't pay Kate any attention. Kate is absolutely disappearing in front of their eyes and nobody cares. It says they smear Megan Sussex daily, yet she is loved and rooted for by so many. This is troubling. Yes, it is. Kate's fans, they don't care for her at all. They care more about what Megan is doing. Kate is disappearing in front of everyone's eyes, and nobody is saying anything except squatties. Squatties who are not her fans are still concerned that this woman is in crisis and nobody is doing anything about it. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up. This is a repost, and the original post says, nothing about this is normal. At what point do the people who care about Kate actually step in and intervene? She looks perilously thin, shaky, and unsteady on her feet. And no, it's not the fake cancer, because this has been going on since way before that. And the squatty that reposted this said, what is going on here? That video is shocking. She absolutely looks like she's struggling to walk. Now, when she goes up the stairs, she looks pretty steady, but it definitely looks weird. I'm just saying. And I'm going to post this picture right here of Kate. She looks very much medicated. It looks like her pupils are dilated. She looks really out of it. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I think these squatties are on to something. This particular engagement exposed a lot when it comes to Kate. Her being under the magnifying glass is really starting to show the cracks. And Kaiser from Celebici, she wrote about Kate's pantsuit, saying that Princess Kate wore McQueen for Windsor Castle reception for the red roses. And this particular squatty came up under there and said, why is she so overdressed for an event? Plus, her skeleton frame is a worry. And as you can see in the pictures that Kaiser posted, she is painfully thin. She is. And also, another squatty came up under that and said this, post 2020, this woman is suddenly everywhere in pantsuits. What happened to those tights and coat dresses? Well, Meghan happened to it. And if you don't believe me, look at Kate in this pantsuit, and Meghan was in a photo shoot years earlier in this pantsuit. Kate has been copying Meghan's persona ever since Meghan put her size 7 Aquazzura pump on that Island Nation. Kate has been copying her from that point on. And this right here is a full ripoff of this white suit that Meghan wore in this photo shoot. Kate is doing nothing but continuing to rip off Meghan's style. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up, and this is going to be the only time that I talk about the Beckhams, unless it is in association somehow with Harry and Meghan or that family. I'll say something about it. But them as an entity on their own, I will not be talking about them. I have saw where a lot of people have posted, and it's coming down my timeline, so they must be squatties posting about the Beckhams. I have no interest in these people. I really feel that this is all a coordinated and orchestrated plot to try to marry themselves to what Harry and Meghan are going through in real life. I don't think this is real life. I think this is them trying to somehow bite off of Harry and Meghan and that whole drama they're having with that family over there. They really want the fame that Harry and Meghan has, and they think it's going to come from the controversy that they are doing to align themselves closely with Harry and Meghan's story, what's going on with them. I really believe that. I don't believe this is a genuine situation. I might be wrong. You might disagree with me, but I really don't feel that this rings true. I really don't. It is a ploy. It is a plan. It is a plot. It is something that they are using in order to try to get eyeballs on them. I think it's all a lie. I really do. These two people, Victoria and David Beckham, are fame whores. They are. And they will do anything to stay relevant. They remind me of the Osbournes. They do. Just absolute fame whores. Someone who would do anything, who would cook up anything to bring eyeballs and attention to themselves. And this is the way I feel about Victoria and David Beckham. I think nothing of this story. I will give it no attention. It will never ever be a part of my podcast, at least being a main feature, because this is what these people want. They want a group of people like the Sussex Squad. They want two single white female, Harry and Meghan. I really believe it. I believe they're trying to take over Harry and Meghan's story and make it their story, and want people like the Sussex Squad to gravitate towards them. But I will not be going in that direction. That's what I think. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but I will not be featuring these clout chasers on my channel. All right, y'all. I will see y'all a little later. Bye.